In a world full of questions, sometimes the answers find you. This Lynn's Day, the veil lifts. Step into the circle, ask your question, receive your message. We will be live with Lynn, giving free tarot readings. Real insight, one magical hour. We'll also share how you can help with Miracle of the Season, our global tradition of giving, joy, and togetherness.
So please join us every third Wednesday at our new time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Lynn's Day.
Hey friends, I've been thinking, we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Hi, my name is Lynn Cebulski, and I'm a giving partner on the Community Pay It Forward program. You may recognize me from Lynn's Day, which is a monthly feature on the third Wednesday where I read live tarot for whoever wants to join us. And so I thought I would take a minute and talk about tarot readings in the context of mental health, because as it turns out, there is a conversation to be had there. So briefly, what the science shows us is that for people who suffer from depression, PTSD, and other mental health issues, their brains undergo physiological changes. There are areas that become less connected, there are areas that shrink, there are areas that become overactive. What science also shows us is that spirituality acts as a protective mechanism for these same structures in the brain. What am I saying? I'm saying that for people who consider themselves spiritual, religious, who have some sort of belief system that is spiritual or religious or mystical, for those people, their brains show the opposite. Their structures are growing and expanding instead of shrinking. Their connections are increased. Their activity is normal versus overactive. And so in the context of tarot readings, if someone is receiving a reading and they're having an experience that is powerful and profound and speaks to their spiritual or religious beliefs, that shift in perspective that they experience during that reading, those moments of wonder and awe specifically target the areas of the brain that are damaged from stress and trauma. And so by creating a dramatic shift in the way someone perceives themselves or their world or their situation, something like a tarot reading actually can set someone up for future improved mental health outcomes. So is there a woo-woo element to tarot? Absolutely. But there is also a scientific element that says a tarot reading can be good for you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I'm floored, um, appreciative that they were here, but so upset at what we just heard. I mean, those are the things that we have to figure out. I'm going to start by bringing Ryan back on and bringing on, everybody knows how much I love this lady, Janet from Healing Warriors.
Hello.
And I had the privilege of eating wings with this gentleman last night at Buffalo Wild Wings, Mr. Bart Bartholomew. How are you all doing?
Doing great. Hi, Janet.
Hi, sweetie.
So, Janet, I mentioned to you the other day that there was a gentleman who wanted to turn purchases of housing into $1,000 donation. Bart, Ryan has a great offer for Colorado nonprofits. Ryan, could you please introduce your offer to these two? These are two nonprofits here in Colorado, and these are two of the people that I want to hook you up with.
Yeah. Basically, I just saw that there was a huge disservice to veterans and even active duty military in, well, one, there's little to no education on what their benefits even are when it comes to VA loans or really anything, even like just regular VA benefits to begin with. But, I am working in the mortgage industry, so I just heard several stories back to back of, veterans almost losing out on the houses that they wanted because, these large organizations, they're on a salary. Somebody who comes into them is just like, yeah, I'll deal with them when I can, rather than like, this is a human being that's like making the biggest investment of their life. So, to, I guess, promote more that I want people to be educated on the process, I take like 30 minutes to an hour with whoever it is that I talk to, making it sure that they know the ins and outs of the process. If it is a veteran or active duty, doesn't matter if it's a purchase or refinance. I'm going to take $1,000 and donate it to a nonprofit of their choice. So glad to meet both of you. It would be, I'm going to kind of like give like a list, they of course can choose whoever it is that they want, but hey, these are two good organizations. These are what it is that they're doing. And yeah, hopefully get you guys some donations for your organizations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you were introduced to him. I know that I've promised introductions, but had this whole 22-hour thing that I got a little bit busy with. So,
Oh, come on, slacker. What the
I
heck?
know. Dropping the ball everywhere. No internet yesterday.
Oh, no.
Started the morning with no internet. I mean, what the hell's wrong with me? I mean, I act like I work so damn hard. So, but yeah, I mean, Ryan, if you got a little bit, you want to stick around and hear a little bit more about these wonderful organizations. If you have to drop off, I understand.
Sure. Yeah, I can be here.
Janet, why don't you go on ahead and go first? Anybody who follows what we do here at Community Pay It Forward know these two. These two have been on my shows quite often, and look, these are two of my favorite people in the world. They
You say that
truly
to
are.
everybody.
No, not. I say it a lot, but I mean it with you guys. So, but Janet, you helped me through a lot of different things, and you're a great resource for other nonprofits, and that's one of the reasons why I think I have so much respect and love for you, is because anybody, we've got friends that I introduced you to that are across the country.
Yeah.
And they were able to call you and they were able to say, hey, you know what? Can you give us a little guidance? And you help them. And that is just, there's so much respect there. So please introduce
Thank you.
yourself and tell us about Healing Warriors.
Well, first, thank you for having me again. And I'm glad I was going to say you're still upright. You're in a chair, so that's good. You're still upright, though. So thank you. And
Can't move or you'll see where the boom is.
oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that's going to be rough. You're doing great though. So I am Janet Hatfield. I am the development manager for Healing Warriors program, and we are a veteran nonprofit in Fort Collins, Colorado. And our main mission is suicide prevention for veterans and their families. So we do everything. It's all no cost. It's all non-narcotic treatments that we do for not only the veteran but their spouse, their partner, and their parents. We do have our main clinic in Fort Collins, but then we also have monthly pop-up clinics in Longmont, Denver, and Colorado Springs. We do all the stand down events for homeless vets. We do all the yellow ribbon events for pre and post deployment. We go to Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming. We go to Buckley here in Denver. So we're sort of all over the place trying to help as many people as possible. We treat for the main factors that cause suicidal ideation in veterans and even their caregivers. So the main things that we treat for are PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, interpersonal trauma, chronic pain, and then sleep disturbances. The two easiest way to get somebody to walk in our door is ask them if they're in pain or if they sleep. That's the two things it's easy for them to be able to say, yes, I'm not doing these things or I have this pain. Beyond that, we also have a lot of other treatment series programs, everything from detox programs to a senior specific program called WIPSIP. We do everything from immune support. We have a cancer support series. We also have we have a pre and post surgical support series. So we have a series for almost everything. But again, everything is non-narcotic. One of the biggest things is to get away from the opioid crisis and the mounds of prescriptions that every vet seems to get handed when they leave service to try to, not do anything about the actual problem that they have. Is non-narcotic. Members from the public can come in and try all of our modalities for education series. We also have two client care specialists in our clinic that every single person that walks in the door gets to meet with to find out what else can we help you with. Is it food? Is it housing? Is it tires for your car? Is it education? Do you need a job? What can we help with? So as of last year we had over 300 veteran service organizations that we were partnered and connected with. Now we're up to about 540. So we're always adding resources, and we like to try to get more of a one-on-one relationship with those resources so that I can pick up the phone and say, hey, Bart, I've got Zach in here, and I need to get an appointment for him in the next week or so, because we want it to be more of a call to action type of a thing so they'll take action on whatever's going on with them versus handing them a whole list of websites and saying, here you go, have fun with that. Because that's part of the frustration of why many veterans end up, falling out of the system, because the system gets to be unmanageable for them. So our clinic is set up with the veteran in mind, the smells, the sounds, the way the rooms are put together. Half of our staff and half of our board are all veterans and or we're spouses or we're children of. So we understand who we're dealing with when they walk in the door, and we're a safe space for them. We try to peel back the onion after they get to know us on some of the lower level things that they come in for, but we're there to help every single way possible to make sure that we don't lose anymore. The suicide rate is horrible, and I mean our whole vision is we envision a suicide-free world where veterans and their families can thrive. So that in a nutshell is who we are. We encompass a lot, but that's kind of a little view.
I think the thing you just said, why by we encompass a lot, it's partly because you know what, Jenna, we need a lot encompassed.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a word,
Right.
but it is now. So
yeah, all
it's in the
encompassing.
Zach
There you go.
dictionary of meh.
So,
Yeah. No, it is because I mean, more and more. I mean, we treat every era and every branch of service. So a lot of the organizations that are out there that are helping either combat veterans or things along that line, a lot of them have really focused on post 9/11. But we
Mhm.
don't pick and choose. We don't care. All you need is a DD 214, military ID, VA card. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be part of the VA to come see us. But we treat every branch of service. It doesn't matter if your injuries came from combat. A lot of people don't get trauma-based injuries while they're in combat or when they're in service. They escape trauma and join the military a lot of times. So we're not going to sit there and pigeonhole somebody and say, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. You know, your traumatic experiences were before your service, so we're not going to treat you." That's not how any of this works. We're there on whatever level we can be and we have to be able to stop the craziness that's going on out there because they're just losing hope. And we're there to try to bring that back for them. I don't care if they're 21 and are still in, or if they're 81 and have been out for 40, 50 years, you know, they're still dealing with the same things they were dealing with when they got out, a lot of them. So they're very open to going, "Hey, you know what? I have tried so many other things that haven't helped. Bring it on." You know?
Yeah. Well, look, again, your program is so impressive just because of things that we just heard in the last hour where somebody gets told, well, we can see you, but it's going to be a month or two down the road. Well, you know when you're in pain,
Yeah,
month or two, uh,
that's a long time.
yeah, living with pain for a month or two sucks.
Exactly. And that's why we're also a VA community provider. So if and that's where the gentleman that was right on at the end as you were wrapping up, who was talking about making sure that veterans know what their rights are, we're very adamant about that as well. We do have a good relationship with the VA, but that doesn't mean that we aren't advocating for the rights that they have through the VA
Mhm.
that they may not know about. It's like, look, if they're telling you it's going to be more than 30 days, you have every right to ask for a referral and they have to give you one. And that referral would come to us if they're in northern Colorado or maybe even further south. Because sometimes they're trying to send them to Nebraska or, other places that are so way out of the scope. So we are that person that they can send them to and we can get you in within 24 to 36 hours usually.
Well, Ryan is going to be able to connect you with Greg. So when I make that introduction, I'll include Greg in that email. Of course, that email is probably not going to come until Monday. Let's be honest
No
here. But
worries.
so
Hopefully you sleep all weekend.
you know what? I only I only blocked off until noon tomorrow.
No, that's not enough.
So it is what it is. But hey, Bart, long time no see, brother.
Golly, it's been hours.
Hours. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what it's been. And Janet, you know what this guy made me do last night? He made me like almost run. It was more like a fat guy waddle. But he forgot his wings on the table, so I had to sit there and waddle out to him to get him to him. But
Hey, don't leave that stuff behind. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I just finished them off, man.
There you go.
Did you? So, well, just a personal note. Things didn't go quite like we were hoping last night at Buffalo Wild Wings, but the Greeley Buffalo Wild Wings, you know what? They knocked it out of the park. They helped us out. I'm still hoping to find some time to play the recording that we had, even though once again it was from my cell phone. So, fat guy in a little phone. It doesn't look great, but it was what it was, and had a great conversation last night with Bart, with Bob, and having Steve there. It was a really good time. We did a lot of conversing, and Steve made a lot of funny hats for a lot of happy waitresses. So, but
He's a balloon guy.
we couldn't get Bart to wear one, but
He
What?
never asked.
that's true.
I
That's
was
true.
gonna say, Bart is up for anything. I mean, he would have
Bart,
been the first one
Bart,
running around in that thing.
Bart's not cheap, but he's easy.
So-
I'm gonna let that one go.
All right, well, Mr. Cheap and Easy, why don't you go on ahead and tell us a little bit about veterans honoring veterans? I'm never going to get that thought out of my head.
I can't believe my potty mouth said that, but here we go. Anyway, my name is Bartholomew. I started a little nonprofit back in 2017. Um, I'm let's see. I'm not like the folks that you've had and you're going to have. I'm not. I'll just tell you what I do because it's. I feel I'm doing something, but I'm not doing it on the goal like Healing Warriors and some of these other folks. They are taking pain out of the body. Or I'm putting and trying to put a smile on a face and a warm shot to the heart that they might not have got. So what our organization does is we search out veterans, which is not a hard thing to do in northern Colorado. Within the two counties up here, Larimer and Well County, we have well over 50,000 plus veterans. So finding a veteran to present one of our statutes is never going to be a difficult time. The difficult time is the difficult problem is time and location and obviously the dollars, and that's why we do benefits because we try to get those dollars. But the lost my train of thought, folks. Keep me on track. And I've had sleep, Zach. So I can't imagine where you are. If I drift off as easy as I do when I got a good 8 hours. But anyway, we find these veterans and we interview them just long enough to find out what branch they were in and maybe what they did while they was in the service, if they received any awards or medals, and we personalize their nameplate that gets put on a statue. We have 6 statues. We got Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and then for our ladies, we have a beautiful red, white, and blue flag in the talons of a American eagle. That's really gorgeous. And then for the ladies, we also have a lady saluting the flag, the officer, whatever it is, but they're saluting really kind of cool looking statues as well. But we donate these or we present these the first and third Saturdays at the Golden Corral in Loveland during our Pan Vet Breakfast Club, which started in 2008, which that right in itself, the Pan Vet Breakfast Club is a therapy
Yeah.
close to none because what
It's
happens
amazing.
in that breakfast club is it starts by men and women standing outside, whether it's 85 degrees or 17 below degrees, whether it's raining or snowing, uh, no blizzard or anything like that, but they do get wet, they do get cold until they get into the breakfast at 8:30. So they'll stand there for 25 or 30 minutes visiting with each other in the weather. And they had to do that when they were in the military. They don't have to do it now. This is a want to. So when you see somebody anywhere from in their 30s up to 90 plus standing out in this weather, there that means something to me. That and I use the word camaraderie. You're not going to find that, and I challenge any state in the union to beat the Pan Vet Breakfast Club as far as what we do on a weekly basis. And I mean this. If there's anybody that sees this outside of Colorado and you want to challenge us, please let us know because we get 100 to 150 uh, every Saturday. Not once in a while. There's no holidays for us. It's just every Saturday. So
It's a packed
and
house
then
every week.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's really it's kind of unbelievable. We had an opportunity to be on Channel 31 with Jeremy Hubbard here not too long ago, and he did a 2-day segment on us, and it's over a 20-minute segment. It's available on Channel 31. Anybody wants to watch a good interview with a bunch of veterans with what we do, that's where you're going to find it. Jeremy did a great job. But anyway, so we've presented well over 700 statues in the few years we've been started, got me a nice little team, and we are just going great guns, and every time we have an opportunity to do something like we did with Zach last night, uh, I'm going to take it. It was kind of fun yesterday. I got to start out and kind of explain to the viewing audience, and you guys know, but first off, Bart didn't have the hours right, so Bart takes his team and goes to the Greeley wings, and I go in there and I knock on the door 10 till 11 opening time, figuring I'm gonna get in there early and find a place to set up my table. And no, we don't know nothing going on like that. No, you ain't got anything. So I called Zach, and Zach got a hold of the team and found out that there had been a glitch. So it's supposed to be Fort Collins, Greeley, and Loveland. Turned out it was only in Greeley, but our lovely Janet was probably going to be up to the Fort Collins one with her team, and
Yep.
we was going to rock and roll all three golden or buffalo wings. But anyway, after I screwed up the time, got the right time, then I found out from Zach was only going to be Greeley, but I had one of my team members over there, and Steve, the balloon guy, was just having a great time. He got the waitresses competition. He got kids in competition. So it was a wild wing night.
Yeah.
I do want to share something else.
Well, hold on before you go anywhere. Janet, do you want to say it or do I? This guy discounting himself. I
Oh,
don't know about
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, I mean, so you were talking about, we take away pain. Well, so do you. I mean, you're
Absolutely.
giving people back, a welcome that they didn't get, most of them, and a pride back that, people pretty much crapped on for a lot of years. And so that's a whole different kind of pain. And so you're definitely, I mean, you are not just some band-aid walking around out there, I'm slapping a little yay at them. They mean so much more to them. So yeah, don't ever discount what you do for these folks.
All right, right. I apologize for doing that.
I got this from somebody and I appreciated the hell out of it, okay? It's just a little polar bear phone holder. You know what
Oh, cool.
yeah, you know what you give people, Bart? You give people respect.
Yeah.
You give people thanks that, like Janet said, there was a little old man that if he would have heard you say what you just said about you not giving him, the little old man who held on to that like it was an
Yeah. Oh,
Oscar, brother,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, he would have argued with you all day long because what you give people is so special. So yeah, I knew that I knew I was going to confuse you at first, but I knew you and we were thinking the same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
is this guy out of his mind?
I know, and I almost
well,
busted in right
I,
after he
I
said it, but I was like, nope, I better wait.
I
So
thought I led into this uh, the proper way to not get chastised, because
Nope.
I I I
You
was wrong.
forget who you're
Okay.
dealing with here, honey.
All right. Yeah, redheads. I got a granddaughter, so yeah. But anyway, if you'll allow me to jump into something else real quick,
yeah,
and I got in on the tail end of your last segment, and going on what Ryan was talking about, uh, and I'm getting the gist of it. How long we have to wait when we go to get an appointment at the VA? It's terrible. I'm going to I'm going to defend the VA in just a short way by saying there's thousands and thousands, like I said, 50 some thousand just in northern Colorado, and that's two counties. That doesn't include part of Boulder and some of the outlying areas. So uh, when they opened up this clinic, it was a oh God, look what we've got, man. We're going to take care of everybody right now. Well, the VA I knew they knew what was going to happen, but they got slapped pretty hard in the face by saying, "All right, we don't have the staff to handle this many," because once we got the word out that we had a beautiful facility and a secondary facility and then a third office, well, everybody said I can get fixed right away.
Yeah.
So the floodgate opened, and phone calls just poured in more than they ever did before, and they're but off the defense, they are doing a great job.
Yeah, and Bart, believe me when I say this, I understand that. I honestly do. Um, and I'm going to preface this by saying this. My dad went in today because he was in some serious pain.
Mm.
They sent dad home. My dad's having an emergency surgery right now. Okay, and it, everyone's allowed to make mistakes. Okay, everyone's allowed to make mistakes, but you know, our thing is that we're talking about an organization, the VA, that gets, look, if you guys got a third of the money that they get, if you guys got an eighth of the money that they get every month, imagine how much you guys could help people. I just don't understand. The office is nice. The office is nice, but there should be one of those offices in Fort Collins, one in Greeley, one in Loveland.
There should be as many of those as there are Starbucks in every town.
I absolutely agree with that.
Just
So,
saying, we have more coffee shops than we have, help for people. And what I
They're like
will
bad
say, though,
wit.
I mean, the VA is trying in a lot of cases. I mean, managing expectations is one of the big problems. I mean, because yes, everybody thinks, oh, new facility, yes, we can handle everybody. No, I mean, they didn't manage expectations very well, knowing how many are up in this area. The second thing, though, is they are launching different programs on a national scale. I mean, the Sergeant Fox grant that we got last year and this
mhm.
year is one of the big pieces to try to do exactly what you guys are talking about, to try to connect community providers more with the VA, and for community providers to be able to help people that they just can't, and to help connect people who are not part of the VA to services. So their grant to us over the last 2 years has been a huge help in expanding our suicide prevention. And there's a lot of reporting, and it's very, and that was very fluid when it first started too. It was really trying to navigate, what does this program look like, because it was newly rolled out. So as it's rolled along, and as everybody's provided feedback, there were 85 organizations over the entire country, 3 in Colorado, we were one, and all of our feedback and things to report on, and all of the criteria that they want to make this program successful, is part of their strategy in really being able to help more people out there. So they are trying, but again, if there was a VA on every Starbucks corner, we would have a whole different conversation.
Yeah, and again, Bart, I completely agree with you that, by God, and look, this is no defamation of the doctors and the nurses and everybody that, it's really not. They do try. But this, I really think it should be looked at, okay? Because we're in an area, let's just put it this way, we're in an area where there are 8 hospitals. We're in an
Yeah.
area where there are 8 hospitals. You can't tell me that they can't find space for a VA office or something in each one of those hospitals,
Most
or
of them have some sort of a veteran services portion to them, but I don't know how tied in they are with the VA portion of things. They just had their own sort of veteran services.
I mean, our only, look, our only purpose for this whole 22-hour thing is to try to find alternative ways of making some of this change,
Yeah.
making a change. And of course, supporting what you guys are doing, because what you guys are doing is just fantastic. Look, I love the fact that the VA knows that they need help and they call Janet and they can say, you know what, Healing Warriors, help us.
Yeah.
Help us. And, you know, Janet and her team says, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. That's it. You know, it's one of those things. And this is something that I think Bob and I brought up last night on our conversation, where we were like going, you know, you can't, it's like, you know, it's like I said in the last hour, you know, you catch your house on fire, you can't wait for 3 weeks for the fire department to get there. And, you know, and leaving people in pain. I mean, look, let's be honest here, not all of us can be young and pretty like Janet. You know, when when stuff starts to hurt, and you know, it makes life miserable. Your head starts going into weird places because you're like, you know, I'm sick and tired of the pain, I'm sick and tired of all this stuff. um
Hey,
you know,
every day is a pain bingo card for me too, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I can get up and it's like, okay, today it's the knee. Oh, tomorrow it's the foot. Yeah. I mean, everybody deals with that. And I think it's more the emergency side of things, and it's government. They are always going to be behind the eight ball, unfortunately. It's the hurry up and wait syndrome that's been there forever. Because they're still getting to that point of recognizing the things that veterans have gone through in the different places that they've been put. So it's like, okay, are we now going to admit that now burn pits are causing all of this? I mean, it's really catching up to everything that has happened to the people that have served in these areas that absolutely have contracted things from the places that they've been, that hasn't caught up to that either. So it's a struggle. I mean, I feel for them, I really do, because
yep.
there is a lot of need out there, and we just can't provide, quickly through the government services most of the time what these people need, and that is the sad part.
Zach, I want to go back to what you had mentioned. And you just touched on it, so there must be more to it about your dad. Uh, you said your dad went in and sent home, and now he's in emergency surgery.
Yes, sir.
Can you fill me in just a little bit, because I want to follow up with something else with that and ask a question. You might answer by telling me.
um You know, Bart, I'll be honest. I wish I had more details. I know that my dad's been suffering with a couple hernias the last couple weeks, but last night he was going to join us last night, but by the time it came for us to leave, he couldn't even move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand.
and he woke up this morning in such ungodly pain that Adrian, and you know how difficult it is for my mom to get around. You've been here
Oh,
and
yeah.
you've seen her. They had to physically move him into the vehicle to get him to the hospital, and they took him into the hospital. There was a problem with the insurance or whatever it was. Again, I don't know the full story because I've committed to this. Of course, if something would have happened to my father, I would have
Oh,
canceled this in a second.
absolutely.
But but he would have kicked my ass if I would have done that. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
really supports what we're doing. But and all I know is that Adrian came down a couple hours later and he said they've taken him in. He's going into emergency surgery. So unfortunately, I don't know a lot about it.
All right. So the reason I wanted to ask is I don't know if it's been brought up in any of your discussion today or in the past about what's going on at the VA NOCO with urgent care. As have you heard about uh, what they're now calling sick call?
I have not. I have not.
Okay, uh, the NOCO VA is just for someone who has called in and said, "Hey, I want to make an appointment 6 weeks out, 3 weeks out, tomorrow, whatever happens." Uh, but now your dad's got a problem with his stomach. He can now, and I don't know where he went, but he can now go into the VA between 7:30 and closing, and go in and bypass the people up at the check-in and go straight to a sick call area and tell them what's going on. And there's an on-call doctor that's there. And if I suppose if there's more than one that comes in, they can take care of them. I went in for a shoulder, and they seen me right away and got me some X-rays and told me what I needed to do, and I'm better. So that there again, they listened, and we hollered loud enough that we got somebody listening that says, okay, we're going to be open Monday through Friday. It's not like urgent care civilian where it's open 24 hours a day, but at least it's there. And they're also able to farm some of the veterans out that they might not be able to have the equipment for. You know, I had some neuropathy stuff done outside the VA because they didn't have the equipment, and they did it locally. So then I want to jump into something else. If you haven't heard about that, please share with veterans if they've got a sore throat, if they've got a cough, if they got a stomach ache, if they got a twisted ankle, if they got whatever they might have that they need some immediate care, go in between 7:30 and closing, and go down to the south end by door number sign number 7, and there's a window down there. You can go in and tell them who you are, what you need, and they'll try to get you there as quick as they can. So that's a plus.
Yeah, absolutely. And please do forgive me, Bart. I don't mean to.
No. You're not.
I don't mean to come at anybody like that. It's just when we had 2 guests last hour, okay, and two guests, they didn't know each other, had no idea who each other was, and they both started telling us within 10 minutes of each other how they both have a different friend, not the same guy, who went to the VA and was asking for help because he wasn't feeling right. And the soonest appointment the kid could get, both gentlemen, they both were told it was a 6-month wait. One of them, Bart, had a gun in his mouth, and they said, well, we can get you in 6 weeks because you're obviously in emergency. And that's where, that's where my, I hate to call it a joke because I wasn't joking. That's where the joke came across is, does a bullet take 6 weeks?
Yeah, I heard that part. Yeah.
You know, because it's astonishing to me that, you know what, I'm sorry. I understand VA's got their thing. I understand that they got that, but that's where they've got to be able to call the hospital and say, hey, drop everything, get to this kid now. I don't care the political aspect of it. I don't care about the red tape. I don't care about all that other stuff. Drop what you're doing. We've got an emergency. We've got a kid ready to end his life. Why can't we do that?
I agree 100%, without a doubt. I hadn't heard that, but that torques my ass. That shouldn't happen. Red tape is I hate that term anymore. It's just so bad because everybody falls back on it when there's an issue. Hey, listen, we got to go through the process. We got to do this. We got to do that. There's other people involved. You know, listen, we have a guy's getting ready to commit suicide. We need to get him help right now. You need to get somebody to his house. You need to have somebody talking to him while you're on the way. You need someone talking to him on the telephone, keeping him from pulling the trigger. And I think they have a lot of this in process, but obviously it doesn't work. And I hate the telephone system. If I'm getting ready to commit suicide, I don't want to go through 5 prompts before I hear, if you're ready to harm yourself, you know, dial this 1-800-1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8. Now, wait a minute. What happened to press 0?
Press 1 if you've got a gun, 2 if you've got a knife, press 3 if you're going to take and try to cover your face with a pillow. Press 4 if your wife is pissed and standing over you with a frying pan.
Yeah.
You know,
There's got to be politicians that need to listen to this podcast. There's got to be politicians that listen to a veteran's problem. Uh, they got to quit making a name for themselves by being on TV and fighting with the other side. These politicians have got to say our veterans need more attention than the illegal immigrants that's coming across the south border, and let's do something for our veterans. Uh, but no, they just open up the floodgates again and let them come in, and then when we want a band-aid, it takes 3 weeks to get that band-aid. So
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's no crisis solutions. When somebody is at critical mass like that, they've got the 9881, but I've even heard horror stories about people using that. So it's like the solutions aren't there for people that are at that point, of really needing help right now. I mean, we do what we can with coping kits that we give out and things that
sure.
if we see somebody who's at a higher risk because of the Sergeant Box program, um, we do whatever we can. I mean, even something as simple as this. I mean, this is literally a magnet that we put
Exactly.
together.
Yep.
Pop that out of there.
Yep.
You put a picture of your dog, your best friend,
Yep.
your college buddy's
Cool.
pizza. I don't care. Put this on your gun safe. And if this right here, this little couple of dollar thing will make you take that moment to not pull that gun out of that gun safe, then it's money well spent. So it's little things that are going to break that cycle that they're in at that moment, and to frustrate them further with some of the methods that they don't have to be able to get help, that doesn't help things. So
yeah, statistics, and okay, let's be honest here. Statistics are BS. All right, they really are. But statistics show most suicides are split second decisions,
yeah.
something like that. And I've heard people talk good, bad, whatever about it. But guess what? If you got to take and remove a picture of your son, your
Hmm.
daughter, your wife, like you said, your favorite pizza, I kind of like
Your
that one.
dog,
I
you
ain't
use your
killing
service
myself if
dog,
I
it
see
doesn't
a
matter.
Hawaiian pizza. I ain't killing myself. I'm calling Pizza
I'm
Hut.
I'm calling blackjack. Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. But anything that's going
Hmm.
to slow that second down.
Yep, we give
You
out
know,
gun locks. We give out everything that we can to try to make that a deterrent, because yes, it's
I
seconds.
love that, Janet. That's pretty cool. I hadn't seen
Oh,
that,
you
and
haven't?
no, no, I got to get up and get me one because
Yeah.
just because I want to share it with other people.
yeah. You know what?
A more one, yeah,
I'd love to have one that I can show in the back
yeah,
and
yeah.
make sure that we can get them to people as well. Look, you know this I could sit here and talk to you two all day long. I mean, our conversation, we're friends. One, all of us know each other intimately. We do spend a lot of time on the phone. We do spend a lot of time texting back and forth. And just being able to have this little northern Colorado section, I really love this because it's
Give
it
me
means
give
a
me
lot.
give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes before we close.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. But the the thing is that you know I in no way I have no intention whatsoever of starting a conflict. But Bart, I don't know if you've heard my philosophy on the House and Congress right now with the chocolate cake. Have I ever told you that? Okay, you can take a chocolate cake into the House or Congress, either one, or House or Senate. You can take a chocolate cake into there, and you can tell them, "Okay, guys, I'd like to present you with this." Let them both have a slice, and ask them, "What did you think?" And one side's going to say, "I didn't like it because it was made with Republican sugar." The other side's going to say, "I didn't like it because it was made with Democratic flour." Shut up. It's chocolate cake. This is coming from a fat guy. It tasted great. You don't need to worry about stop arguing about everything and start pulling your head out of your ass and thinking about what you're doing. Stop thinking with your wallets and start thinking with our veterans' lives, because that's what we're losing while you idiots are all sitting up there going, well, we can pass this if we get this.
Yeah, we have to get past the point of acceptable losses in situations like this because it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
People are forgetting that, the only reason that they have what they have is because of these folks. And yet they consider them as acceptable losses, while they're negotiating, on at a round table over exactly what you were just talking about, bickering and arguing over things that make absolutely no difference in the long run. It's like get down and get some solutions made.
Yeah,
Our country should always be first. We should fix our problems before we fix other people's problems. We have never been able to do that for as long as I can remember. We always want to be the first one to say, here's our money. Here's our money to take care of your problem when we have so many problems right here. We want to be the best. The only thing we're the best at right now is being laughed at. I can imagine every country in the world looks at the United States and say, "What a total joke."
Bart, my son is in Japan. My son is in Japan. He teaches English to kids with disabilities, kindergartners with disabilities. He teaches English to them. When Free came home for New Year's, he and I had started to have a conversation. And he says, "Dad, I'd rather say I'm a Japanese citizen right now. Everybody looks at us like we are, and there are comedies that make more sense than the way our country's being ran."
A White House, yeah.
And
But at the same
this
time, I think we
is
use
this
that.
is for years, though. This isn't a one side or the other thing. This is both sides have their heads so firmly up their ass,
Oh, yeah, no
and
doubt.
both sides, they've forgotten the meaning, the definition of compromise. Nobody should win except for we the people.
Well, and on that level, though, I think also that unfortunately our citizen population are using that as an umbrella to blame the country on what's going on. They have to look at themselves too.
Yeah,
Take some self
Oh,
responsibility here, because
oh,
there are people that that they're looking at homeless people on the street and want to judge everything, that they don't know anything about this person, but they'll throw away hundreds upon thousands of dollars worth of food out of their own fridge after they leave a meal. So it's a little bit of self responsibility
oh,
there too. We can't be a better country if our citizens don't give a crap either. You can't use it to
ab,
hide
ab,
under the umbrella.
absolutely. Point on.
yep,
Spot on, kid. Yeah, we the people again, Zach. We have control if we know how to use it as
Exactly.
a country, because we can change Congress. We can
Yes.
we can change all those people in there by the way we vote. Voting's coming up right now. So
yep.
you have an opportunity to make changes or keep it the same, whichever you want. But it's our responsibility
Yes.
to put those people in or take them out.
And if
And to
you're
make
gonna,
the
and if you're,
changes.
yeah,
Make the changes. I mean, it's our responsibility. Those people are not responsible for you going out every day and paying your bills and being a humanitarian, being just a human being that has empathy and understands the plights that are going on around you. You cannot be that blind. So we cannot just sit there and hide under the covers and say, oh, well, the government's screwed up, so nothing's ever going to get better. Other countries are going to get, take over. Come on. It's self responsibility.
yeah,
Everybody needs to do their part. You want to, and the bad line of be the change that you want to see. Well, that's what needs to happen. you know
and you're right on. Look, and Bart, to your point, you know what? If you don't vote, if you don't care enough to see the change, shut up.
exactly. Shame on you. You
Shut
can't be
up.
you don't get to be an armchair politician, and
That's
just
right.
sit, or
Don't.
a keyboard warrior. They're
Yeah,
all keyboard warriors now.
Well, my guy's not in it, so I'm don't deal. Look, I mean, if you let's be honest here, and I know that this isn't probably the PC thing to say, but if you're going to vote, I mean, look, if you think that it's one side that's wrong and the other side is perfect, well, you're freaking wrong.
No.
Neither side cares all that much. But the truth is, you have to get involved.
Yep.
Am I saying that they're going to listen? No, no. But you have to vote your opinion.
Yes, and you have to advocate, and you should be volunteering. You should be getting involved in all of the things that are upsetting you about why things aren't the way that you want them. Then do something about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bart, you wanted 5 minutes?
Okay. We've been talking about how tough it was to get into the VA and get care and stuff like that. Janet, you know how grants works. You've got some grants. Well, my little post down in Bertha, post 67, our adjutant filed for a grant 3 years ago right now, and we got it. We got quite a bit of money, and I want Northern Colorado to know that there is money through a VA grant, and we can help with incidentals. We can help with some getting you out of debt a little bit. I saw Ryan. He was with the loan advisor financial. I didn't get all of it. Is he a go-to person to help someone clean up their bills and learn how to spend money?
Yeah, he is going to help people get into homes. And
Okay, all right, right.
yeah, and if he gets people into homes, he's
and
going to
that's
give
what we're
$1,000.
that's what we're doing too. We're trying to get them off the street. We got one lady off the street in Greeley. We got her into a place, and then we took care of the rent, heating bill, a couple other ones. Give her a couple $100 in grocery gift certificates. So Northern Colorado. My name is Bart Bartholomew. Write this phone number down: 970-481-9640. That is my home telephone number. I am the one that's talking to you about getting you some money to pay your water bill or pay your light bill or give you a grocery card. So again, Bart Bartholomew. Zach will put my number up there later on. I can help you.
You know what? If you're listening to this and you want to get a hold of Bart, call me. I will connect you immediately. So
now this is not. I want a handout. This is a hand up. Yep. We don't come back to the trough over and over again, because the trough's going to be empty when you come back. You take care of yourself. You do what you need to do to get back up on your feet. Yep. We're going to help you do that. We're going to tell you there's places to go that's going to help you learn how to spend your money. We will do whatever we can to keep you off the street. Just remember, it takes you and me to do it. I'm going to get you started. Okay.
I appreciate it, Bart. I really do. Bart, thank you so much. I love
I'm off my soapbox.
Hey, you know what? Get your ass back on that soapbox. You deserve it. So, to both
Janet,
of you,
you're a sweetheart. Thank you for all what you're doing. I'm talking to Tim weekly. I got to come back and see you guys.
Yes.
I need to be on one of those tables myself.
Come in on Mondays or Thursdays, because I'm there, and then I get my hugs finally.
All right. Yeah, we got a lot of. I might not get anything done that day, Janet. We might be.
That's true. We might have to schedule your appointment for like the entire week.
Well, just a personal message to both of you. I love you both with all of my heart. I appreciate what you guys do. Both of these wonderful organizations are in the Community Pay It Forward family. Anytime you shop with any of our partners, you can support these two and their organizations, the hard work that they do. Look, we've had a really tough discussion the last couple hours about truth. And these two organizations are working towards the health of our veterans. It is so important. It is so important that we take action. I think that's the best message that was said right here. Take action.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Don't sit there and don't sit there and play like you care. Care.
It's not enough just to thank a veteran.
That's
Get
right.
out there and do something to actually help.
Yep. Yep. Thanking a veteran, I think, is one of the better things that you can do, but don't let that be the last thing you do.
Yep.
Scan this QR code right by Janet. Scan that QR code right now, and and you can bid for these other side.
No.
Yeah.
The other.
Is it that way? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
way. Yeah,
I
that
can go
way.
that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
scan the QR code right there that Janet was just pointing at. And you know what? Get in on the silent auction. There you go. That's my Vanna White right there. So, but you can get in on the silent auction for all these really cool things back behind us. And make sure right now, and look, I'm just gonna say this. I think someone
in energy work, energy psychology, you're helping a person understand. We can get a little closer to what that pain is without being overwhelmed, without being frightened, and we can sort of look at it and take care of it. Because the whole thing about PTSD and other avoidance or difficulty in handling a memory is that we're trying to not see it. We're trying to just say, stay over there, stay back there, stay under the surface. And that in itself causes a lot of problems because nature wants to heal. There's healing inherent in nature. So
Hello, my name is Zach Clayton. Mission for Healthy Heroes is more than just a broadcast. It's a commitment to the people who put their well-being aside so the rest of us can live a safer, healthier life. On Sunday, February 22nd, we're hosting a 22-hour event filled with stories, resources, and conversations that truly matter. And I'm asking you for something simple but meaningful. Just 22 minutes. 22 minutes to watch, 22 minutes to participate, 22 minutes to show our heroes they're not alone. Scan the QR code for details, mark your calendar for February 22nd, and join us in lifting up people who always lift us. You with a couple things scripted, with no intro, no spots, no nothing. I'm coming to you with a message of, well, quite frankly, desperation. We need your help. We need your help. The mission for Healthy Heroes, we're going to do it regardless of, no matter what we have to do, kicking and screaming, whatever we have to do. I was thinking that I was going to have to postpone it for a year, but I can't do that. The mission means too much to me personally. I cannot do that. I need your help to make sure that it is not like what we dealt with during the miracle of the season. Okay. Let me explain. I had a catastrophic failure on the main computer. It's now sitting right here, right next to me. And it's dead. All it does when I start it up is it makes 6-tone beeping noise. The screen doesn't come on or nothing. It just sits there and looks at me and sticks its middle finger out at me, telling me that it doesn't want to pay attention, which is just infuriating. And we just lost Facebook, which I cannot stand that happen. Looks like we lost Pack Channel on Facebook. But please switch over to, I guess you can't really see me, but please switch over to Community Pay It Forward page and you can watch us. So, look, we've been working around the clock to prepare this year's show. And honestly, we're behind to begin with. Um, we need you to tell your story. We've got to get guests, we've got to get participation. We just need people and we need your help. This is a show that means the world to the families that we serve and the heroes that we honor and the communities we lift. And I'm going to be honest with you, we almost didn't make it. And I can't reiterate that. I've This weekend was a struggle. And it was very unfair that it was a struggle. My baby girls were here, my granddaughters were here. But this was a looming cloud because I have been we're 2 weeks out, folks. We're less than 2 weeks out. We are 13 days from today. And we need to fill a schedule. And right now, I have spent all day long cleaning up this old computer of mine. And so far it's moving great. This is also a test run, just to let everybody know. This is also a test run to see if everything's going to work right. Ha 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 ha. So, but right now it looks like everything's doing fine. But truthfully, I'd rather have the big guy going instead of this older computer. But you know, but we're here and we're fighting it, and we're gonna do what we have to do. Look, we're not just asking here, okay? I hate to put it like this. I'm not just asking. I'm begging. Like I said, I did scrub this computer down to the bones. I offloaded everything I could on it just to make it run. So, because this is so important, we're stretching every resource we can, every ounce of energy, every bit of creativity we have, and we're also doing something for you, the people who want to sponsor us. We're lowering our sponsorship levels. Um, we're lowering the cost of sponsorship, but we're increasing the need for the sponsor. Okay, I need sponsors now more than ever because again, I am on a computer that I don't know if it's going to blow up next to me. So this thing is in computer ages, it's probably as old as I am, which means it's dirt. Okay. It's the kind that's got the keyboard attached to the tan box. Okay, it's not that old, but you get my meaning here. It is, I don't know. I'd say this is probably about 10 years old. It's got some age on it. Man, now maybe 8 years old. But anyway, but we need your help. And your sponsorship could mean the mission. Your sponsorship could help us make sure that the mission goes off without any extra quirks, without any extra hassles, delays. This is our 4th year. I don't want this to be our most problematic year. I want this to be our best year. And I need you to help us out. Scan the QR code up in the corner. Make sure you're registered to speak. Make sure you're registered to participate. If you can, throw a sponsorship in there. And we will make your sponsorship worth your while. As I've said, the sponsorships have been reduced because I need you to help me by stepping up and getting this done. This mission, as much as I can donate the sponsorships, I cannot reduce the mission. The mission cannot be cut. It can't be simplified because the mission is people. And people matter. This event matters. This show matters. These families matter. These heroes matter. And that's why we're refusing to cancel this. That's why we're refusing to walk away. And that's why I'm here right now asking you to please join us in the mission for Healthy Heroes and make this show happen. Again, we are 13 days away. 13 days away. Every year, this show has become a lifeline for different people, a lifeline for families who are struggling, a lifeline for heroes who feel forgotten, a lifeline for communities who need hope and connection and support. This isn't entertainment, okay? I like to be entertaining. I like to make people laugh. I enjoy doing that. That's not this. Unless, of course, somebody comes on and that's what they need. They need me to make them laugh, and then I'll do whatever I have to do. But I'm not doing this to be, I've never done this to be any more important than I am. This is here so we can bring awareness to these problems that are out there. Every single one of us at some point in time can see that problem that's out there. And every single one of us have a reason why when we walk away from that problem, we tend to forget about it. That doesn't make us bad people. It just makes us living. Because that's what we are doing. We're all trying to live our very best life. This isn't my side project. This is the thing I look forward to the most every year. This is a movement. This is a mission. A movement built on generosity and compassion of everyone who's ever joined us. And the belief that no one should ever face hardship alone. This year, more than ever, more than any year before, we need you. We need your voice. We need your presence. And we need your sponsorship. We need your participation. Because without you, the movement stalls. The mission stalls. Without you, the families wait. Without you, the heroes go unseen. And we will not let that happen. Again, you have a chance to join us and uplift what we're doing to become a hero for our heroes. Look, let me speak directly to our potential sponsors. You have always been the backbone of everything Community Pay It Forward is. You've always been the backbone of this mission. You've always been so important to me. You've helped us build something that reaches far beyond a single night or a single broadcast. This year we're facing challenges. We're never faced these kind of challenges, technical challenges. And unfortunately, with that technical challenge comes a financial challenge. Resource challenges. I've squeezed out as much blood out of a rock as I can, to be quite honest with you. We rebuilt, we've repaired, we've restructured, but now we need you to meet us halfway. Your sponsorship right now is the difference between barely surviving and truly serving, sorry. It's a difference between a show that limps forward and a show that lifts people up. It's the difference between we tried and we succeeded. And I'm asking you from the heart to step in, to step up, and to stand with us. Again, please scan the QR code. Join us. We always do say, your voice has the potential to save someone's life, but not if it's silent. So please scan and help. Sponsor this mission and please help us keep this event alive. Over the years, people don't remember the graphics. They don't remember the transitions. They don't remember the tech. They remember the feeling. They remember the connection. They remember the moment they realized they weren't alone. That's what this show creates. Moments of hope, moments of healing, moments of unity. And those moments only happen when people like you choose to participate. You may think your sponsorship is small. You may think your participation won't matter. You may think someone else is going to step in and replace you, or their story is going to mean more than you. And you're wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Every single person who joins us becomes the heartbeat of this mission. You matter. Your support matters. Your presence definitely matters. And right now, we need you more than ever. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Please take out your phone, point it at the QR code, and join us. Become a sponsor, become a participant, become part of the movement. Don't wait, don't assume, don't hesitate. Because this moment, right now, is the moment that decides whether this year's show rises or falls. And I believe that with everything in me, that we can rise. But only if you rise with us. Only if you rise to the calling. Look, we've come too far to stop now. We've helped too many families to walk away. There are too many more families out there that need us to do this. We built too much hope to fade away. Again, this event's happening whether I get another sponsorship or not. The mission is going to move forward. But with your help, with your sponsorship, with your participation, it can be stronger than ever. Instead of, oh, don't move because the video is stretching. The image is cracking. Oh my God, I can't touch the microphone because it's disconnecting. Please scan the QR code. Join us now. Let's make this year's show unforgettable. Let's make the mission unstoppable. Let's make this moment count. Cross your fingers with us that everything works. Because together, it will. And that's why I'm asking you to please join us. Real quick, before I end this, a couple years ago, we had a guest who was excited to come on. I remember that that she was extremely excited to come on. She was looking forward to telling her story. She was looking forward to being part of what we were doing. Then she started talking. And then she kept talking. And we got done with the interview, and something you guys didn't see was she sat there with a cross between a surprised look, a stunned look, and a realization, that moment of realization. I asked her, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "I thought I'd told my story before. And then today, I'd never shared the story with people." She told me she thought that she had shared this story with people before. But until that day, she had never opened up and told the whole story. She's called me back in succeeding years, and she was like, "I'm doing so much better now because I was able to open up." She calls in and she supports all the time. Means the world to me. This is something we can do. This is not, I'm not asking you to do something impossible. Look, if you can donate $20, donate $20. If you can donate $5, donate $5. If you can donate 10, 200. I just want to make sure that we put on the best show possible. I want to make sure that we put forth the best mission possible. I don't know what MEST is, but the best mission possible. I want to make sure that we're there for people. To do this, I need your help. Please scan the QR code, reach out to us today. I need your help. To get this computer fixed, I need a week and a half. And again, we're 13 days out. That means I have to have this computer in by Thursday. Please support us if you can. If financially it's not a go, I understand. But we need you to participate. We need you for the mission for Healthy Heroes. Schedule your time because we need you. Your story is not unimportant. Your story will change lives. I do want to thank you very much. Like I said, this was kind of a cross between oh my God, I cannot believe I can almost see through this computer because I took so much off of it today, to so this is a test run to see if I knocked out all of the, if I knocked out any of the important things. And I ran stuff in the side so I could make sure that the stream stayed steady-ish. But this is also, this is me begging for your help because we truly do need your help. If you can help us, please do. Scan the QR code, participate, become part of the Mission for Healthy Heroes. Please love someone out there because someone out here loves you. My name is Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels, and of course, Mission for Healthy Heroes. I need your help. They need your help. And if you need our help, please contact us. Come on, tell your story. It could be the thing that makes you feel better. More importantly, it could be the thing that helps someone else through what they're going through. So please, join us today for Mission for Healthy Heroes. Thank you very much. I hope to talk to you very soon. My name is Zach Clayton, and I do thank you very much. Please, if you can, help us with the Mission for Healthy Heroes. Have a wonderful day.
Hey friends, I've been thinking we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Hello, my name is Zach Clayton. Mission for Healthy Heroes is more than just a broadcast. It's a commitment to the people who put their well-being aside so the rest of us can live a safer, healthier life. On Sunday, February 22nd, we're hosting a 22-hour event filled with stories, resources, and conversations that truly matter. And I'm asking you for something simple but meaningful. Just 22 minutes. 22 minutes to watch, 22 minutes to participate, 22 minutes to show our heroes they're not alone. Scan the QR code for details, mark your calendar for February 22nd, and join us in lifting up people who always lift us.